Hi, I'm Mike. Accidents happen all the time on the ranch, and they happen more often than I'd like to admit. Today we take a few minutes to repair our John Deere 6420, show you what happened to it, and get it back to 100% on the project list on our Wyoming Life. The project list is a never-ending series of projects that need done around here on the ranch. That's it, right back there. One day, it might be all about animals. The next, it might be about buildings or electrical or plumbing. The best part is that we never really know, because the ranch is almost like its own living, breathing entity. And it's constantly changing, growing and shrinking. Sometimes we help it along a little. Today we get a chance to repair an accident that happened here just a few weeks ago, one that destroyed the back window on the 6420 tractor, leaving it open to the elements, the animals, and all kinds of good stuff. Now, the 6420 is our main ranch tractor. We use it for pretty much everything, including feeding all the cows during the winter, all winter long. As fall approaches, we'll be feeding cows before we know it. But for now, we are safe. But it's better to get it fixed and have it done. Before we dig into that project, we have a few morning chores to take care of and some other animals to get fed. Although the project list lives here in the shop, there are projects every day that need done on the ranch, and those start every morning, usually with feeding the bottle calves. They're ready to be weaned from the bottle. They're eating hay on their own, and they don't really need the bottle anymore. Problem is, they whine all day long if they don't get a morning bottle. And since we're going to be working pretty close to them today, they win. And they'll get a little treat to start their day. Across the corrals are the chickens. They need let out every morning. Our chicken coop is divided in two halves. The big chickens are on one side. They can go out and roam about. But the younger chickens and the peacocks, well, they're on the other side, enclosed in the chicken run, where they are protected from predators. They're also a little more shy. As we head past the gardens, every morning we venture into high tunnel territory where we can get them open and ready for the day. The temperature this morning, about 55 degrees, but the tunnel, well, the sun's already beating down on it and pushing the inside temperatures past the 80 mark. Better to get them opened up now, get some air circulating. And the last stop this morning is the pigs. We have 10 piglets that we're raising to butcher weight of around 250 pounds. Right now, I'd guess they're probably 100 to 150 pounds each, and they eat like it. Each morning we refill their food, which reminds me it's about time to bring in another feeder. As they get bigger, they do run out of room around the feeders they have. In the meantime, I'll empty a bag into their trough, where the smart ones can come and eat in a lot less crowded atmosphere, including Stormy, this year's runt pig, who, if my daughter Grace had her way, would be living in our yard. With a little help from the chickens to pick up the spillage, we're done with our first thing in the morning chores. Other tasks, which are better done in the afternoon, including checking cows and their waters, making sure the horses are okay, and probably some other fire that I have to put out. But for now, I promised you that I'd knock something off the project list, which starts with a little reenactment. Like I said earlier, accidents happen. When you have equipment, people, and animals all working together, there's plenty of opportunities for things to go wrong. The only hope that we have is recognizing when there's a chance for disaster and avoiding it, which I must say we do pretty well around here, but sometimes we do drop the ball. While cleaning up around the ranch a few weeks ago, we were moving trailers to mow behind them, pulling them up and out of the way. Sometimes, in order to see better out of the back of the tractor while we're moving equipment, it's not uncommon to open the back window, and it's not uncommon to forget that it's open. The back window is just one solid piece of glass hanging out there, begging to be broken. And as soon as you take too sharp of a turn with the trailer and it touches the back window even just a little bit, pow. That's all it takes. And the back window is gone. You could dwell on an accident like this happening, but it doesn't change anything. I heard a saying somewhere, probably on a bumper sticker or something, but it was, don't look back. You're not going that way anyway. Of course, if we would have looked back, the window might not have gotten broken in the first place. Stupid bumper sticker. All right, let's get the tractor in the shop. Luckily, we keep extra parts on hand for just such an occasion. Yeah, right. It'd be nice, but after a week or so, the new window was sent to us by John Deere, and we can get to putting it in. Most ranch jobs were actually made for at least 2 people. Haying is much easier with at least 2. Moving cows, well, it's more the merrier. But in reality, 9 times out of 10, it's just me here. And one of the things I've learned about the ranch life is that you better figure out how to do things by yourself and keep 911 on speed dial, or at least your therapist. Because if I drop this window, putting it back in here, you're gonna see a major fit happen right before your eyes. A new piece of glass is all we've got, so we're gonna recycle our old hardware from the broken window to make this one as good as new, or at least close to it. Cleaner anyway. Removing each of the old pieces of hardware, cleaning them from the old glass that likes to stick on there, and then moving them to the new piece of glass and reattaching. All in all, it's pretty easy. You take one off, you put it back on until all of the hardware is in place. The hinges that hang from the glass from the top and swing out might be a bit of a pain, but before we get to them and putting the pane of glass in the tractor, we have to deal with weather stripping. We are also going to reuse the weather stripping from the old window, but we need to clean out all the broken glass first. A not so fun job, but with eye protection and a screwdriver to pop out all the old glass, it comes pretty clean. Then we just have to figure out how it went on. Up until now, this has been a one-person job, and this is the main reason I don't have a ranch hand right now. Yes, lots of ranch jobs are made for 2 people, but they aren't full-time. Most ranch jobs you only really need an extra set of hands for a few minutes, or sometimes only a few seconds. Normally, I would call my wife Erin out in these situations, but our son is sick and he's been up all night, so both him and Erin are getting a little bit of rest, so we are flying solo. And here is the moment of truth. Please God, don't let me drop this thing. Turns out getting it in place is only half the battle. The hinges are where you can really use 2 people, one on the inside and one on the outside. Now I can't be in 2 places at once, so a bit of ingenuity is required. After a few trips back and forth, I finally get the glass to a point where I can actually use a pair of needle nose pliers to hold the bolt on the side of the hinge, guide it through the hole in the glass, then hopefully, get the nut in place that holds the whole thing together. Then it's just a matter of snapping cast back on and we're all done. The window, it is restored. It's a whole lot cleaner than the previous one, although I wouldn't suggest this is a way to get a cleaner window. A little bit of Windex is a lot cheaper, but hey, it's all behind us. We can now move forward, which is what ranching and farming is all about. Talk to a farmer or a rancher and they'll always tell you that next year is bound to be better. Sometimes it's the next day, or even this afternoon. I'm off once again. The clock doesn't stop. We have more projects waiting. Just look at the board and you can always find something to do. Please subscribe, continue with us as we explore the wrench life and escape the ordinary 3 times per week right here on YouTube, including our weekly live show Thursday at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. I hope to see you there. Until then, have a great week and thanks for joining us in our Wyoming Life.